Hello everyone, it's Outrider here, and TFNation is done. Well, technically it isn't because it's only 4:45 on the Sunday, so it's technically open for another 45 minutes until the closing ceremony. But for me, it's done. It was done yesterday when I headed back about 6 o'clock. I really enjoyed it. I went on the Friday, stopped over, had my Saturday ticket. You can see my little wristband there. And yeah, it was pretty cool. Actually, when I turned up on the Friday, at 4 o'clock I turned up, found out that I was given the diamond of the day, which basically meant that I was upgraded into an executive suite, which gave me entrance to the executive bar. I think it was free drinks from 5:30 till 7:30, which was completely useless if someone who doesn't drink, but there we go. It was handy for Brad and a few others because they got a few drinks out of it. But yeah, that was pretty cool. Never happened to me before, never been upgraded or anything, so that was pretty nice. Yeah, met up with Brad, Luffy, saw James on the Saturday, saw loads of people. The bar was pretty subdued on the Friday night, I have to say, compared to other years. It felt a lot quieter. But it was still enjoyable. Great to see, as I say, Brad, Luffy, hanging out with a few other people. So many people I can't remember. But yeah, on the Saturday, I obviously saw Rudy Zazu and the Twins. I met up with, saw Nosey, I saw Thu on the Friday night. I saw Soundwave SG1, Tony, Mark, John, who come down from Sheffield, nice to see him. There were just loads of people. I probably missed a load of people as well. Jinx, saw you as well, didn't I? I'm going to call out a few more people as I go. It's hard to remember, but we had a good laugh. We had a great time. One thing I do have to say about the scheduling is that it felt shorter yesterday, and I'll tell you why. Last year, it was, apart from the early entrance, which you know my thoughts on, I think it's a load of rubbish, main opening was 10:30 till 5. This year it was 11:45 till 4, which meant that when we normally go over to TGI's and have a bite to eat about 1:30, 2, get back for the last hour of the dealer room, have a final walk round. That didn't happen this time, and we actually screwed up our TGI tradition because they had no tables left, so we ended up having to go to the Gourmet Burger Company instead at about 4 o'clock. So yeah, it's very odd that they decided to reduce the times, and yeah, very strange, very, very strange. But yeah, I'll probably tell you some more stories as I go through. Right, shall we start off with what I got for... Let's do the toy things first. So when you were going there, you were given these. So you were given a whole set of these postcards, which are pretty cool. I actually forgot RC was in there, because I could have got Suvu to sign this, but never mind. Yeah, so you get all of these postcards, loads of the Dinobots. They're pretty cool, aren't they? And in a free, there's a full artwork one. We'll go back around to the beginning. I've got the souvenir guide as well, but I'll show you that in a second. I got the Refined Robot Company zine, which is awesome. Ben, you're an absolute legend. This is wonderful. Every year Ben Mossshot does one of these. I think Luff's done some writing in it this year as well. I can't remember which one he said he'd done. Probably on mine, I don't know. But yeah, some awesome artwork in here, write-ups. And it's such a TFN tradition now to get the zine from the Refined Robot Company. Great to see, and it wouldn't be the same without getting one, so that was awesome. I got given this by Jinx, so thank you very much, mate. Oliver's already put dibs on it. It's going to go in his room because he loves Optimus Primal, but thank you very much for that. It was very, very kind of you to give me that poster. Right, so I think that was all the bits I picked up. Let's go on to signatures. So the reason why I said the souvenir guide is I got the souvenir guide signed by two people. I got it signed by, and I can't even remember one of them's name, so Jeremy Levy. So I got it signed by Jeremy Levy and David Soboleff. There's Jeremy, there's David Soboleff. This was weird that you had a ticket where you could have 2 autographs from David Soboleff. I didn't really have anything to sign for him. I did have a look for my Bumblebee movie before I went, but I couldn't find it anywhere. And I have seen Cyberverse, but I thought, well, while I'm there, I might as well get my money's worth. Now, the thing I was really shocked about is I managed to get Sue Blue's autograph. I was so tempted to buy the leader ticket for £100, and I decided to pass on it reluctantly. And I was shocked because I got my DVD, so I've got my VHS behind me with Wellcat and Cullen's autographs, but I've also got this VHS that has got Hal Rail, who voiced Shrapnel, and Greg Berger, who voiced Grimlock. So I thought it would be a nice addition to add to that. I want to keep the VHS with just Prime and Megatron on there. The only one I would probably add to that one is Judd Nelson, Hot Rod, potentially. And Leonard Nimoy, but that's not going to happen with you now, is it? Even though Oliver didn't go with me, you did end up with some robots, didn't you? So what did you have?
I had
So you had some BotBots, wasn't it? So that was the Keytar one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. What else have you had?
This from a blind bag.
Yeah, that's I think that's Dark of the Moon Shockwave, isn't it? I think, or Soundwave. Sorry. Oh, toilet roll. Because someone finds poo funny, don't you?
Yeah.
He's pretty cool, isn't he? Let's show him.
Okay.
Yeah. He might, if you wipe your bum on that. Right, who else have we got over here? I've got like a little house one, haven't we? These two are Oliver's favourite two now. So what's this one?
The dinosaur turns into a plant.
Oh, that's really cool. And the
rare one.
Oh, we got a rare gold one, didn't we? Popcorn, was it, or something like that?
Yeah, but Popper Gold.
Popper Gold, that's the one. Show it to the camera then so everyone can see it. So we got a rare BotBot. That was very exciting, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's everything Oliver got from TFN. But, well, you're having this poster as well, aren't you?
Yeah.
Want to say thank you to Jinx for the poster, so thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, but you got some stuff from the Stafford Toy Fair, didn't you? So we will show you that in another video. Okay, so you first walked in, Indaband Toys basically took most of the left-hand side of the dealer hall, and they were doing these amazing offers where they were offering leaders for 30, Voyagers for 18, Deluxes for 12, and core class for £7. Not all of them, but some of the older ones. And I went over and I had two things that I really wanted, well, three things I wanted to pick up straight away from there. And there were these two, which is Dragon Megatron and Skyquake. I also picked up the core class Swoop, thanks to James for spotting this, because I was in the queue paying for those two, and he went, have you got Swoop? I went, no, they haven't got it. He went, they have, and he threw it at me, which was really cool. Thanks, James, I owe you one for that. And I also picked up the reissue Skywarp. Unfortunately, this was cheaper on Kapow, £3 cheaper, but there was a massive queue. I asked them if they had it. I knew it'd be there or thereabouts, so I picked it up for that price. I have opened up I've opened up most of these things now. I've opened up Skywarp. He's lovely. The wings are a little bit loose. I do like to pop off. He does come with a Megatron, but I'm not going to spay him with that, the Megatron pistol, because I've already got a Thundercracker down there. But yeah, they've got me again, Hasbro, ain't they? I mean, God knows how many of this mould I've bought over the years, but it is painted really nice. None of the Starscreams there, though. I've missed the Starscream. The UK seem to have missed it, skipped that figure for some reason. I would have liked to have got it, but never mind. The Skyquake, this is a lovely figure. Now, it's not useless. Mine had a broken ratchet in the leg and it was just completely floppy. This has working ratchets in both. So I've actually enjoyed messing around with this, and it is a pretty decent figure. It is not a leader, in my opinion. It doesn't come with enough, it's not hefty enough, but £30 is well enough for this. It's really nice, so I'm really, really happy to have picked up that for such a good price. Pick up Dragon Megatron. I haven't had this mould before, and wow, this thing is lovely. Look at the size of it. It is huge. It's got a nicely articulated neck. It's got a flame effect. I think you can get an add-on kit, can't you, where to make this into a sword, which would be pretty cool. The wingspan is brilliant on the thing. The robot mode's pretty cool as well. It comes in robot mode. But yeah, this is something I passed on. I'd heard how good it was, and for £30 I thought, you know what, I'm going to pull the trigger on it. I'm not really into beasties. In fact, I've packed all my Beast Wars stuff away. But this is awesome. It just looks cool as a dragon, let alone a transformer. I'll show you this. I picked up the reissue kickback as well. I've got this so many times and they've got me again, as with Skywarp. He's lovely. Lovely figure. Comes with a gun, which I've put away in a storage box because I'm going to keep him in insect mode. You can see he's painted yellow on the back. He's got red eyes. He's got a Decepticon insignia on the top of his head and a small one there. Yellow plastic instead of clear plastic. And yeah, I'm probably going to get these now. I think Shrapnel's due any time. And I'll just keep them in insect mode. Pretty cool. Nice little figure. Some little bots that I picked up. I got this from Luffy. It is the Minicon to Powerling's Jetfire. Missing one of the wheel things, which apparently always break. But it'll do me for my Jetfire, so cheers for that, mate. Pretty awesome. Really, really happy to have that. I owe you one, pal. I also found in a £3 for £5 box, where I got some of Oliver's BotBots from, this, which is apparently quite a hard hot rod to find. Mr. Shooty says it is quite rare. I did have this mould before. I had the orange version. I actually gave it to Mr. Shooty. But yeah, this hot rod, pretty nice. Pretty cool little figure. I'm not as big a hot rod collector as Mr. Dave Shotton is, but you know what? That's a cool little rod. I also found from Toy Foo, I picked up 2 of the Energon Sabres. They had a full set for £20, or these were £3 each. So I kind of decided, you know what, I'll just buy the 2 and keep an eye out for another one. Then on another store, I found the Dark Saber sonar. So I can kind of make a Starbot Energy Saber, even though they're not from matching sets. I didn't actually realise that this is a completely new mould on it. I never really knew that. But I am after the sonar from this set as well. Then at the same time I found, at the same time as I found sonar, I found this, which is the top part to the Dark Saber. So I thought, oh, I'm only missing one part. And I also picked up this Minicon just because I saw Foo with it on the Toy Foo video. I didn't actually get this from Toy Foo, but I saw it. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was pretty cool. So I picked up that. I think these were about £3 each, or one was £4, something like that. And then I got excited because I thought I'd completed the Dark Saber, but then I realised I actually bought 2 sonars, which is a shame. So I'm missing the sonar from this set. I'm missing the middle one from this set, and I think I've got some up in the loft as well, so I might have a complete set, but I know the original ones, I'm missing this middle one as well. So I'm making it my aim to try and complete these 3 Sabres before the year's out. But it was cool to pick up some Minicons, they're quite fun. From my mate John, I picked up this. It's the Auto Trooper from the recent Troop Builder 4-pack. He sold me this and the Genaxis figure, but Luffy was telling me that he needs to get 2 of those sets in order to get 2 troopers. He really wants them, and I thought, well, actually, I'm not a massive fan of the Skullgrim figure anyway, so I just basically gave it to Luffy for the same price as I paid John, and I'm sure John didn't mind that. But yeah, picked up him. He's lovely. He's beautiful. I love animated stuff, and he's great. Really, really nice. Nice and white for now. Probably give it 10 minutes before the video stops recording. He will be bloody yellow, no doubt. Let's have a break from some Transformers. There are more to come, I promise you. But I had agreed to pick up some of these things from Brad, Exilian XLR. He mentioned to me he was selling these bits. He's moved out, so he hasn't got the space. He's done me an amazing price and threw me in a massive free gift as well. So Power of the Force 2 X-Wing with attack foils in attack position. Is that right? I'm not sure, whatever it is. But yeah, got an X-Wing here, got the landing gear. It's got the electronics at work. It's got a Luke figure with it. I don't know if he's got his lightsaber. I've got that figure anyway, so he'll just live in there. But yeah, I had the original X-Wing from the 70s when I was a kid. Don't know where it went, never had it complete, but this is beautiful. You can't, nothing, this and the Millennium Falcon are ultimate Star Wars items, so yeah, he's awesome. So really, really happy to have that. Now this thing, I've been wanting one of these since I was about 8 years old, and at a Christmas fair at school, someone bought one just before I did. And I don't think I've ever seen one this colour in the flesh. Shooty showed me one in a different colour, but it's a Y-wing, fighter, and it's wonderful. It's got landing gear that work. It has got the bomb, it's just over there. It's got a R2 unit here, astromech droid in there. It's got the character, which I forget his name. But yeah, look at this thing. Isn't it just beautiful? Beautiful, beautiful Star Wars. And yeah, it's great. And not only that, Brad did give me something else. He gave me this, a TIE Fighter. You can see Oliver down there. He gave me a TIE Fighter as well, which I wasn't expecting. This is one of the figures or ships that I actually had when I was a kid, but I think I've only got the centre part left now, maybe one of the wings. So to see this, I know he was thinking about giving me a gift, just to add in there because he said it on a message, but I wasn't expecting this. And this is amazing. The arms, not the arms, the wings detach like this, like so, which is awesome. It's got room in there for a pilot, which I've got the TIE Fighter pilot. I think I might have two of those actually. But yeah, cheers Brad. You've given away a lot of your collection lately to people, because you'd sooner see it go to friends or look after it rather than selling it on eBay. I know you sent that Black Rodimus to Shooty. Just thanks, bud. You're an absolute legend. You're a great mate, and like it was amazing to hang around with you at TFN. So thank you very much, mate. Speaking of friends, Rudy Zazu was there. Great to see him and the twins. He finally managed to get my birthday present to me. Basically, what had happened is he'd ordered this. It got lost in the post. He had to source another one. He was worried I bought it, and I hadn't. So I mean, this is a lovely set that I didn't even know existed. It's got the Obi-Wan figure in a slightly different deco. This is more frosted than completely clear. I've got that mould, but completely blue and clear. These are more ghost-like. We've got the original Anakin, Who Needs a Hayden Christensen, and a Yoda figure as well. What a lovely gift. And we actually exchanged gifts as well, because he had a G1 knockoff swoop from me for his birthday, which I'm sure you'll see in one of his videos. And while we're on the subject of gifts, John, who sold me the Auto Trooper, also brought down from Sheffield with him this pen, this transforming pen. And this takes me back to my childhood, because I had one of these and I think I've still got bits of it in the loft. It's definitely broken, but it transformed into a pen. Like, I can't remember how you do it now, but yeah, it was like a double-ended pen you could use. I can't even remember how it works now, and I don't want to break it. But yeah, John gave me this as well, which is a pretty awesome oddity, and it brought back so many memories. So thank you very much, mate. That was very, very kind of you. So back to the dealer room then. Those Star Wars figures and that were already in the boot of my car, because I got those on Friday, the Star Wars ships. So everything TFNation wise, I'm still carrying about with me at this point. I then walk over to, I think it was the Max and Me Love Toys store, I think, to pick up the final non-Transformers item, and that was Ecto 1 here from the real Ghostbusters. A vehicle that I wanted. I had it when I was a kid, and a lot of my real Ghostbusters stuff I haven't got anymore. I didn't want to pay the £50 for it, even though I have done a number of times, but for 25 quid I could not leave it on the shelf. It was awesome, and James actually went and picked one up as well, and apparently they've got a website, brickabrack.com, so I might be having a look at that, see what other bits they've got on there. But yeah, Ecto 1, 25 quid. I said to the guy, is this sealed? And he went, well, it's not an original one, it'd be a lot more like 125 than 25. It's like, that's not what I said. Is it sealed? Is it new? But yeah, 25 quid, can't really moan. I'm trying to remember what happened next. I think at this point I went round to Kapow, where I'd already bought Kickback from, and I saw Shadow Striker there for £20, which is an awesome deal. So this is a brand new deluxe, only just released. and she was on there for £20. I was going to wait for this to do the inevitable sideburn repaint. Maybe a Boss as well by looking at the front of that car. Which reminds me, actually, Alpha Prime got a really awesome Boss figure, and it was lovely to meet you and your wife as well, before I forget. But yeah, it was £20, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to get that. That's awesome. And £20 is what a deluxe should be, let's face it. Now, I think the final thing I picked up from that the first or second pass, so all of this stuff was essentially before I took everything back to the car, I think, because I had no arms left. But I spotted this Toy Foo. I'd walked past there a number of times. As I say, I picked up the mini cons, all that kind of stuff. But I wanted to get something decent from there, and I spotted this at the back, and I thought, that could be it. It was £100, so it was my big purchase, but it's nice to treat yourself to something really special from TFN, and it is Star Convoy. It's a reissue one, so it's not an original one, but it's a mould I haven't had. It comes with a lovely little hot rod figure. It is an absolute brick. I've had it open. It's lovely. It's a virtually similar articulation to Power Master Prime. But yeah, it's a Japanese reissue. You can see some lovely artwork on the back. It's got the instructions, the empty sticker sheet because it has been stickered up. I'm going to get it because it's a G1 mould I haven't got, and there isn't many that I haven't experienced these days. And it is more of a true G1 mould. It's a bloody brick in both moulds. But yeah, lovely thing. Really happy to have it. And what made it even nicer was Tony Thrussell was looking at it and he was thinking about going back and getting it. And I beat him to it, so that makes me very happy inside. Sorry, Tony. Yeah, so that was the first pass of the dealer hall. We went back to the bar then and just sat around. What prompted us to go back in? I think it was about 2:45. Maybe just before that, because I think Luffy and Brad were going to the Subaru panel 3 till 4, and the dealer room shut at 4. Went back in because James had bought the Parallax armour. Is it the Fans Hobby one or something like that? He'd bought that, and it was missing loads of it. It was there in robot mode with a Classics hot rod inside. But he didn't know that it should come with a base and a small car that makes a vehicle mode. So James went back in to see if it was still on Toy Foo. The box was there, but the rest of the stuff wasn't, unfortunately. So they kindly offered James to swap something else, which he did. So yeah, I had empty hands. I had a bit of money left in my wallet. So at that point, I thought, you know what, I'm going to buy a few more bits. And this part of my little shopping trip is pretty Prime heavy. I'd already bought one Prime, and yeah, I ended up getting another few. But the last non-Optimus thing I bought was G2 Dead End. Is it Dead End? Yeah, it is Dead End. I always get confused between them and Breakdown. Picked up G2 Dead End. I did want him. I didn't notice in demand I'd had him on the first pass round. But when I walked back, they were restocking and they had him. And I thought, you know what? He's one that I thought I would get today. So I'm going to get him. I should have got Shadow Strike or Shadow Striker as well for 40 quid. But I can't justify £40 for a deluxe. This was when James was exchanging the Parallax armour for a Bumblebee figure. And I spotted this and I'd never seen it before, and James said he hadn't spotted it before. It was £25 and it is first edition deluxe Optimus Prime. Now maybe someone can help me with this. I've looked on the internet, what James has as well, and there is a first edition version of this, but it's in different colours. It's a lighter blue and it's got blue stickers on here. So is this a variant? Does anyone know where this has come from? It was 25 quid. And I hadn't bought much loose stuff apart from the mini-cons, and I thought, well, get something else from Toy Foo, bit of a novelty, bit of an impulse purchase. But I think this is probably one of the pickups of the day. I really do. It's wonderful. Transforming, it's great. And I walked by Out Toys again, and I saw that they had this. This is the Volvo Prime. They had the Christmas one on In Demand as well. I think this was £5 more on In Demand. But as we've all done, what we really bought it for is to get another version of this bloody trailer. They need to retire it. Be honest, black at the back. To be honest with you, what they should have done with this is like give us a black one for like G2 kind of thing. I think that probably would have been good. At least it would have a little bit different. But yeah, it's got some nice tapograph on there and that, and it is a nicer colour I think than the Earthwise one. It feels like it's a nicer grey. But that will go in storage because the thing I really bought it for was this. This is Volvo Prime. It has the best Optimus Prime head sculpt that has ever been done in the mainline, in my opinion. It is beautiful. Mine's got a tiny pinprick of paint where it hasn't taken, so I might just touch that up with a tiny bit of paint. If I can be bothered, because it's actually not that bad at all. But it's a nice figure. It comes with a matrix, as all Optimus Primes do. Comes with the Earthrise gun and of course the Earthrise trailer. Engineering on this is great. It is going to be changed one day into that Combat Heroes Optimus. It's going to happen at one point, and I'll probably rebuy it at that point and regret buying this. But this is a lovely Prime. It is probably one of the best Optimus Primes we've had. I put it above Siege. Earthrise is great, isn't it? But this, it's stylised, right? It's not G1, but it's G1 enough to put him in the display, I'd say. His legs are really complicated to transform for how they end up looking, considering you've got half a lorry on the back. There's a lot of steps in there. But I'm really happy I have it. It was a bit of an impulse purchase, but it was one that I was considering getting. And yeah, I got him in the end, so that's all that matters. The last 20 quid, James spotted this. I wanted to get something either Cybertron or Armada. I had Red Alert in my hand. I had, is it Cybertron Mudflap? I had that in my hand as well. But I ended up picking up this. And this is the Armada Optimus Prime repainted for Cybertron in the Cybertron colours, hence the black and the paint on the face. And it doesn't come with his minicon. It comes with a cyber key that has a minicon hole in it, which is bizarre, right? Never seen this before. James showed it me. He says, I've never seen that before. It's got some lovely Cybertron planet key marks on there. And I thought, you know what, that's a bit of an oddity. I'll pick up that as well. So yeah, it was 20 quid from a Space Bridge. I think that was the only thing I bought from Space Bridge, I think. But yeah, I picked up that as well. And I've just spotted something else that I completely forgot about. I got these as well. So, not Transformers related. I bought this a while ago, this Red Dragon Zord, and I didn't know that he actually combined with others. I've been looking for the pieces. I found these two pieces on a stall, the legs. So I'm just missing the lion and the helmet now to complete that. I'm not a Power Rangers fan. I don't know what I'm going to do with it when it's finished. But it's just a little bit of a project to try and pick up those bits, to try and finish it off. I just thought it would be pretty cool to do. So they were 4 quid each, I think. And is that everything? Is that my TFN haul? I think it probably is, you know. I think it probably is. What a bonkers 24 hours it was. It was so nice to hang about with friends. It was so nice to hang about on Friday night. I know Rudy wasn't there at that point with the twins, but there was Luffy there was Brad there was Transformers the Show. God, I haven't even mentioned then Alexis and his terrible dancing. Good to know that he's still getting pissed up. He's probably pissed up right now, to be fair. It was great. Went to Five Guys with a chap from Iceland, and I can't, what was it? Somewhere in Scandinavia, and I forgot his name now, but he was a giant of a man. Lovely guy as well. Completely forgot his name. I've met a few people around who I spoke to, some people who I knew, some people who I didn't, and it was lovely to chat to everyone who watches the video, so that's great. And it was just a lovely time. Let me talk about like highlights, I suppose. The highlight for me was chatting to Fu on Friday night with Luffy, and Soundwave SG1, Tony Thrusser, comes over to him, showing him his studio app with his 796 subscribers on, and then Fu just getting up his with like 77,000 on there or something like that. That was very funny. I enjoyed that. highlight probably overall was meeting Sue Blue, apart from seeing friends and everyone like that. So many Alpha Prime, his wife, the ladies, the wives of Transformers, the show, the Wags. It was lovely to see them and speak to them properly. So yeah, it was great. So the social stuff aside, I think that meeting Sue Blue, getting her autograph when I wasn't going to expect it, awesome, loved it. It was great to see her. I actually saw her in the corridor on a Friday night as well from a distance, so that was great. And yeah, toy wise, I mean, I honestly think, and maybe I'll look back and I'll reflect differently in 12 months' time, but I honestly think that this is probably my best haul because I haven't bought any tat. Now, I can easily walk around and buy Transformers tat, we all can, impulse buys, all that, and even though I've had impulse buys, things that I wasn't necessarily looking for, like Volvo Prime, like even this bad boy, right? There's still things that I've considered in the past, and the things that were utter surprises, like these two guys, are absolutely fantastic, and I really, really like them. So it just was an amazing year, and I was gutted in a way that I weren't there on Sunday, but also I'm relieved that I wasn't there on Sunday because I got to 6 o'clock, my parking was up because they gave me free parking as a diamond upgrade person and didn't want to pay anymore because I was being tight. Parking was up and I was exhausted, so I went home, and it was nice to get back to see Oliver and everything like that. But it's just sad it's over for another year. It's been and gone. And that's sad. And I hope it does happen next year. I hope they make some changes next year. Not to end on the negative, but it just feels to be like everything's behind a paywall. They need to announce stuff earlier, and they need to know the schedule earlier. They need to bring back some form of discount or benefits for people doing multiple days, even if it's just 5%. Because I'll tell you what, I probably would have bought a Sunday ticket if there was a bit of a discount on there. And I probably would have stayed the Saturday night instead. But I think TFN are going to do something for the 40th, hopefully. I have had a message saying that it is happening next year, which is pretty good. I was at one point thinking, they're going to downgrade it or change the venue, but apparently not. So we've got at least one more year at the Hilton. But yeah, it was good. I enjoyed every minute of it. And toy-wise, God, to pick a highlight, shall I pick my best three? Shall I try and pick my best three that I've got? Christ, this is going to be hard. I'm going to go with one non-transforming thing, the Y-Wing from Brad. That is awesome. I'm going to go with this little Prime because it's odd and lovely and I really, really like it. Oh, God. I'm going to pick two more. So these two bargains, I'm going to go for them because this really surprised me. Now it's in good condition and this is just absolutely awesome. But I think everything I've picked up is great this year and I can't fault it. So let me know what you think. What do you think of my haul? What do you think of TFN? Did you enjoy it? Let me know in the comments below. And I'll leave some photos from the event and a little bit of a video that I recorded. So yeah, until next year, I've been Zor Rider. And I'll catch you again very, very soon.